their map control is basically like this. They have like one ward here, so this is their map control. Like they have this like little puddle. Like it's one quarter of the map.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's not even a quarter really.
It's like a sixth.
Yeah,
something like that.
Like basically Roshan's dead now. I don't expect them to really leave their base without smoking, or if LGD sort of forces something to happen. So I mean, when that happens, you get outfarmed. And sure, they have a lot of good scaling teamfight and a lot of AoE, but yeah.
They've gone pretty heavy towards the damage here. CTY not going for that BKB. I mean, we've seen Xiao 8 really prefers the BKB, and I think it can be good situationally, but in a game like this, you need damage. Yeah,
I think that's just so smart. Kunkka with a BKB first. Like, the thing about Kunkka is your spells are so long range.
Yeah.
You throw out your spells, you get one hit with Tidebringer in. If you get a BKB, you're not doing that much damage, and sure, you get a second
and you don't
hit.
Really want to be in the middle of the fight even with the BKB.
I mean, you do 140, like you would do 140 damage with the BKB right now. Like, sure, you get an extra auto attack off, but like,
is that really worth it?
Yeah, and yeah, it really feels like this is the better build to me on Kunkka, and I think maybe
especially against a bear that's this farmed.
And you need damage. Like, I talked about how LGD couldn't die. Obviously, I was wrong to keep dying. Like, I think it's just a spite.
I think you jinxed them.
Yeah, but like, I think it's also because VG built so smartly. They know that Gyro needs a BKB this game, or he's just going to get blown up. But Kunkka has the Rum. He's sort of quite mobile. His phase boot, Drum, Lothar, Shadow Blade, so he can get in, hit, get out, cast the spells, cast multiple torrents. He won't really get disabled by much on the LGD team. Like, the easiest stun to hit on him is like Spike Carapace, and you can sort of time your stuff around that, or it'll proc when he's casting Torrent Bolt, so he won't be in position to get hit when he gets hit by that stun.
For Vici Gaming, they'll smoke up. They'll head directly towards the bottom lane. They now trail by around 10k gold, a little bit over, and Graph has dipped back up. They need a fight here. They're still trailing by a lot, but it feels like ball's starting to be in their court. CTY, he may lead the way. No, he's lurking towards the north. He might set up a perfect combo here. XTT, he'll start with the hook. They catch out Yao, but Three Heroes vacuum back towards the fight. Rubik, he's stolen wall in the middle of it. Does LGD still go in? It looks like they don't care. They're going to try and charge forward. Gyro BKB now down. ZSMJ on the run. This bear could cause a lot of problems for him. There's your bash. The root's probably going to follow. ZSMJ, he'll go down. LGD. This is the fight the doctor ordered. Now XTT on the run. On the backside of the fight, it looks like Xiao 8. He will fall. Gem hits the deck, but what are you going to do to deal with Sylar? Sylar is so freaking huge. CTY bashed and then dead. Insta-kill. Both carries hit the deck. Both carries on the sideline. Kunkka, go home and drink some rum because you're out of this fight, and soon Fenrir maybe as well. He's trapped in the trees. The familiar spot him out. No escape. They'll lose 3.
I mean, I almost feel like VG thought they're a bit more behind than they were. At that point,
you think maybe they just should have turtled?
I think that like that was not the fight you take. You like if you 5-man smoke like that, like you have to expect that the other team knows you're coming. Because like honestly, where else are you gonna be? Like unless you're like there's no loss for the other team. Like they have a ward in your jungle, so they actually know you're not there.
Yeah.
So and you can sort of expect the ward in your jungle when they play so aggressive. They have such dominant map control too.
Right.
So when you do a 5-man like that, it's basically like pushing onto the high ground because they know you're coming. They get a really good concave. They're really well spread out for that. I mean, they didn't know right away, but they hooked onto the BKB Darkseer. He still got his spells off. So the BKB choice, really good, I think. He was really smart because he knows that, hey, I get my spells off, I hit 2 or 3 in wall, we sort of win fights, I think. Well, he doesn't need to hit a 5-man.
At least it makes it really hard for Vici Gaming to fight into that.
Yeah, and like...
And they kind of scattered, and that's where the bear just chases everyone down. You can't run from a bear at this point in the game.
And they're trying to push mid. This also feels a bit desperate to me, but hey, they won the fight at their base. Maybe they think since they won that, if they take a sort of more evenish fight where like you're both on like hills and stuff, they can win that fight.
Let's be honest, Vici Gaming, as much as they're behind, they trail by 12k gold, now 5k experience. They haven't lost racks yet. They still sit on the mid racks. Wasn't brought down.
Like the most impressive thing to me is that they haven't even lost Roshan. They got the Roshan kill. They won that fight. And
that's if they gave that away and LGD didn't immediately lose the Aegis. That's probably just game.
Yeah, I think that really was, and they were able to contest that fight and come out in a really good spot. Actually, I wouldn't say a really good spot, but a much better spot than could be assumed considering they're 6 towers down. When you're 6 towers down, you should lose the game.
Especially as early as they were down. We're 40 minutes in. They're dragging this one out.
I actually expected this game to be over faster than the last one. Much faster, like 30-minute game.
That's what LGD wanted. At this point, you know, it's maybe they're not frustrated yet, but if you're LGD, you're just thinking, what more do we need? We had all our core items. Lone Druid's fat as hell. We have a great lineup to break the base with Edict, with an early mech, with the Visage Birds, and with a very farmed Lone Druid, and we just can't seem to get the job done.
At this point, you're almost like questioning yourself, what are we doing wrong?
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't say they're doing a whole lot wrong. I mean, they did clump a bit mid, but mostly it's just Vici Gaming doing a lot of stuff
It's been really
right.
good spell usage by VG, actually. Like, their team fighting has been pretty on spot. Like,
We had them rated, I guess, a bit lower there for execution and team fight, but which I think was fair a month ago or even until the past week or two, but they have been showing a very high level of execution for a relatively young... The players aren't all young, but as a team, they haven't had that much time together, only 5 or 6 months. And you compare that to LGD, this LGD team has maybe been together a year and a half, 2 years, at least. That's really not comparable. CTY, this is his first competitive team.
Yeah.
And it feels like they're a pretty well-oiled machine. I'm impressed. That being said, LGD are quite far ahead, and still feels like if they can just siege the base correctly, could be their game. And here's maybe your game-breaking item. Shao 8, he'll get a Scythe of Vice.
That is actually huge. Like, the Scythe of Vice, it just lets you get picks. It doesn't even matter about how good it is in a team fight. It opens them up for picks.
And they're lacking in that because they have Nyx. That's not really
they don't
a
have a
great
blink
pickoff item.
if they had a blink dagger on Nyx, then I'd be like, oh, they already have a Nyx.
Yeah.
But well, even if they had a Nyx, I'd be like, it's just Nyx up too, because
there's still a BKB on Gyro. It's not a guaranteed pick.
Kunkka actually got a Ghost Scepter. I'm not too sure about this one. This seems a bit weird. It feels like he thinks that Bear is going after him in the fights, but
I think if the Bear is able to go after him, they've already lost the fight.
Yeah, that's how it feels like to me too.
They'll go in now, though. We'll have to talk about it later. Uh-oh. There's your site. CTY's baited it out. 5 heroes get back in. There's your wall. Oh, then they're driven back immediately. ZSMJ, he's already popped his BKB. Fenrir's isolated. Fenrir will get picked off, and now the hunt's on. This is where the Bear is. Kane, XTT. He'll run as well. They'll hook just to try to get away to freedom, but Grave Chill slowing XTD down. Yao, he wants to go for the jugular. He'll go for multiple kills here. He's got a vacuum pulling down soon. He can pull CTY back. They already lost a second hero on the back lines. That makes 3. Rubik. They can go for Rubik, and that might be game. 4 heroes about to be dead. Radiant's Courier does die in the middle of the fight.
Oh, they lost.
Observer wards. Big deal.
Courier died.
Big one. GG. Go next. CTY, he'll throw in a miracle, a Hail Mary boat. Not going to matter. Sylar actually chasing kills. I think you just take 2 lanes of Rax and win.
Yeah.
He'll back off.
Look how fast that Rax falls. That's actually disgusting.
Yeah, Lone Druid's a pretty good hero.
It's alright.
Armlet's not a bad item on him, turns out.
I got flipped so much.
You invented that.
Well, I don't know. I remember.
You're not as good as Bulba, though, because Bulba invented Dota.
No, Bulba invented my thought.
Bulba invented you.
Sometimes he just messages me and is like, remember you're creative. Actually,
he messages Ice Frog and says that. I think Ice Frog just laughed at him. But LGD, they've taken 2 lanes of Rax. This could be the end for Vici Gaming. Looks like it should be. If they win this game, LGD, they'll force a deciding Game 3. Winner of this series, this back-and-forth slugfest, they'll be headed to the International. Guaranteed, either as a wild card or as a main event squad. XTT comes in. He's going to get blown up. There's your Scythe device doing work. And although ZSMJ tries to fight, will it prevail? Black Cannon's there. The AoE isn't going to be enough. The Black Cannon wears off. Now the Bear is bashing and slicing and absolutely clawing and mauling its way away.
Like 2 HP.
ZSMJ's alive. Sylar comes in with the main Bear and brings him down. Give me that honey. I'm hungry. I want to win. I've been fighting all day long. I'm not going to let you steal this one from me, but they do find another kill. That's 3. Maybe enough for Vici Gaming to fight on. They have lost 2 lanes of Rax, though. They'll find 4. I don't know. Is it enough? That's the question, AUI.
He just whacked him with his hero.
Very spunky.
He like what? Have you ever seen the Bear Haystack? The main hero?
Yeah, he just surfs.
He like surfs. That's what I'm imagining. Like there's a surfing bear that comes and whacks their hard carry.
Jesus, this game. Vici Gaming, you know, if they find these fights before they lose 2 lanes of Rax,
yeah,
I think they might win.
Yeah, they're looking so good in team fights. And I mean, sorry, who did they hex?
I remember
the Clockwork. The Clockwork got hexed.
Go back to the, you know, 5, well, not 5-10, like 20-30 minutes earlier when XTT, maybe even 30-35, go in for those first few ganks, miss 2 hooks. Yeah. Imagine if he hits those. Yeah, I think Vici Gaming takes this game if they play this way the rest of the way.
At the same time, I think if LGD sort of went for Roshan instead of pushing into that first team fight that sort of snowballed everything, it would be a better position. I mean, the thing about Dota is like, you make decisions on very limited information.
Right.
And it's very hard to make those decisions correct every time. I mean, the majority of the decisions are really well done. I mean, that team fight, it was really good to blow up the Clockwork, but they sort of overcommitted into a 5-man Gyro, and then they got hit by 6 flak attacks on everyone. And this is not like the 12 flak attacks what we saw in mid, where you sort of needed 12 flak attacks to win a team fight. Gyro does a ton of damage right now.
If he had,
and there's a gem underground.
If he even had like a Yasha there or a Crystallis, one more item, I think he kills 4 heroes just with that flak, or at least 2 or 3. And they may just win the fight convincingly. Granted, though, Roche is up now. They're down 2 lanes of Rex. Vici Gaming, they still have that Hail Mary shot, I feel, but it's gotten a lot slimmer.
It's so hard when Roshan's up and you're down lanes of Rax, because
look at mid lane.
All LGD does is they sit on Roshan pit, someone goes to defend, oh look, free Roshan.
And they have the perfect lineup to just sit outside the pit, because the Lone Druid Bear goes in, rest of the team could just sit way back.
And I mean, there's a lot of talk about dire advantage around Roshan, but something that's nice about Radiant is that while you're waiting for Roche, you can farm your entire jungle. And then you just rotate back to Roche and wait for lanes pushing.
And they can only farm the Ancients.
Yeah, I mean, Ancients are nice, but it's not as much as 5 camps.
Unless it's a big stack or something.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. But generally it's not.
Yeah. And there's a smoke here. I don't think this should be for Roshan. I think they should be looking for a pick here. But who knows? Maybe they
just want to deward safely.
They just YOLO. That was for Lumi's benefit.
Lumi's sleeping.
I think he's actually dead right now.
He's not. Yeah, he's.
I haven't.
He's with the fishes right now. That Lumi.
But they actually, Roshan gets.
I want to point out one more thing about LGD. I love these Ghost Scepters and some of their support. Xiao 8, he's gone for one.
You absolutely need it at this point.
DDC's gone for one. So good against Gyro and really will mitigate the damage you can do in a fight.
This was, if you just saw what they did, they went on Roshan immediately when the Rocket Vision went down, but VG's too smart. They just Rocket Roshan again. That's the one thing that's sort of, like, I know I said you can sort of sit on
they're going to surge in DD. You're making me nervous, guys. Going to give me a heart attack. Fenrir, I also want to point out he's been deforesting these trees every time so that he can get a stun inside the pit.
I noticed that too. He's hit some good stuff from there too.
This is cute.
It's really cute, but it's also very good. I remember in the Western qualifiers, you saw the game. The Bane actually blinked over here and just got a 5-second grip on a Rapier Gyro. Like, that stuff matters. And sure, it's cute, but it can win you games. Like, if he gets a ulti off on, like, holy shit, they're all tanky. But
CTY,
probably.
I just want to point out, he agrees with you. He sold the Ghost Scepter, he's gone for the Daedalus. So, gets rid of that, says that's not going to win us this game. We need damage.
It was a bit odd, because look how much. Like, he pops a Ghost Scepter, and then they have a Visage. His nukes will hit him for 600.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're not lacking him. I don't know. Maybe that's even a. Like, sometimes you panic buy right before you die, and you misclick an item. But I don't want to say it was that. Maybe. Who knows?
I mean, this is the same player, CTY, who maxed out his Anti-Mage, sold his Battle Fury, I think bought a Scythe of Vice, and then sold the Scythe of Vice and rebought the Battle Fury. I might be getting the item he replaced it with wrong, but a CTY, a young and up-and-coming player, fantastic individual skill, but maybe sometimes a little indecisive. Well, it's a desperate situation. Also time to experiment.
It really is hard, because sometimes, I mean, for that Anti-Mage...
Oh, shall we? He'll come in here. He's going to lead away. He's got a BKB. He'll Scythe up Fenrir. But Fenrir gets force-staffed away, and LGD, they'll back off. They want to take the perfect fight. They don't want to take anything that looks even remotely dangerous.
I actually think that fight looked very good for VG there.
If LGD went in, they would have been clumping.
If LGD committed on that...
Here comes your bear. Leading the way, XTT, he can hook away. Boom. He's got his force. Where's the bash? Where's the entangle?
He sort of had shitty entangle luck.
Yeah, well...
He's been bashing a bit, but his entangles have...
It's Ice Frog's way of balancing out Sylar.
Get some more skill.
And talk to Admiral Bulldog, Sylar, because you are lacking something. You're not quite up to stuff.
Definitely skill.
Yeah, definitely lacking
like
skill.
when we're talking about Sylar, the thing that's lacking, definitely skill.
Vici Gaming, there's your rocket into the pit. Are they gonna hook right now? It's gonna drop super fast. They'll give up the Aegis. They just couldn't get there in time. And LGD, can they just go win the game
It's
now?
sort of an interesting game, just because LGD, they dominated the lane so hard, but then somehow VG's just dominating team fight. So you have that, like, weird
dichotomy.
Yeah. It's... You stole my word, I was gonna say that.
Came to me first.
They make us use it in papers all the time, so...
Okay. Are you guys, like, tearing up right now? I'm just cackling maliciously. Guys, if you're just tuning in, this is actually only game 2. It's now hit the 50-minute mark, but boy, it feels a lot longer. It's been such a cerebral game.
The bear has a crit.
It's out of item slots.
Yeah,
This is good news for Vici Gaming.
How do I feel about this? I don't even know.
I'll tell you how to feel.
We'll see.
Whoa!
I mean, like, on paper, crit is very good. All its proponents goes to the bear. Like, it all helps him, right?
Right, it's not any wasted stats or anything.
I don't know, because the thing is, like, I almost feel at this point, you should maybe start transferring some items to your main hero, because the bear, at the end of the day, it has a 1.45 BAT, but it doesn't have any agi, so it's not attacking that fast considering how much farm it has, and then it only does 75% to heroes. So,
well, you only care about the buildings, I feel, at this point.
I mean, you can't kill the buildings against this VG team without killing the heroes, so.
True.
They're very good at defense.
Also,
and
they have Kunkka, and all the armor on this bear is not going to help you when he's hitting creeps.
So, I mean,
if VG
can definitely win this one. Yeah, I was just going to say, with a big crit, I think they're just going to explode.
Let's see. The backstab comes from FY. He's got a blink. He's got a force. He's a fat and scary Rubik. DDC.
Everyone's farmed.
Could be exposed here for the time being. In comes FY. He'll strut in. He'll pull him back. The familiars immediately acquire their target.
No, don't go. Thank you for not going on that.
I was like, no, don't go. Don't go, Vici Gaming. They're smoked up on the high ground. Look for the hook. It'll come now. It'll catch out too. Oh, actually, sorry. Only the lone druid bear on the back lines. The boat comes in. Will it be enough? CSMJ standing and delivering, but he's not actually hitting a whole lot with the flag cannon. And LGD in the end, I think that might just be enough. There's no BKB on Gyro. There's no boat. You've got 20 seconds. Glyph is down as well.
I think there's their goal. Bottom and mid are also pushing in. They can just sit here for a little bit, wait for someone has to defend that. Like, actually, I don't even know if they will, but that's 8
I think someone will go to defend that in one or two waves.
Kunkka's coming here to defend. This is their goal. I think you just run in here. I think.
He's close though. He can turn around and just pull a fast 180, and I don't think they're in any rush.
Why is boat already up? That's ridiculous.
I was gonna say they've got. I was like, oh, they've got 20 seconds. Oh wait, 20 seconds. That's not much time.
I think that's boat CD. Like
40 seconds.
Yeah, it's.
And by the time the buff wears off, it really is like 20 seconds.
It's pretty much.
Edict's going to work away on the tower. There's no glyph. It'll drop fast. This could be the end for Vici Gaming in game number 2. XDT, he'll be forced in. He thinks about cogs. He can't find them now. He's trapped inside with the bear. The bear's still alive. It's doing work. Vacuum catches 3. I think they're all about to drop. The boat comes in. Not enough. CSMJ driven back. DDC marching forward. That's when you know you're ahead. When your visage is smelling delicious gyro meat. CSMJ backs on the fountain with you, sir. While that's happening, 3 lanes of Rex. LGD. They've had some epic games before. They've gone the distance against Vici Gaming, and they are going to prevail here in game 2. It's a best of 3, and we're going the distance. AUI. What a way to end our game 2. What an impressive display from LGD. Even for Vici Gaming in defeat, great performance.
Actually, I'm so impressed by VG's team fight. Their team fights were impeccable. I mean, LGD had such a good lead, and LGD, I think, is one of the best, if not the best, team at closing out leads like that. Like, IG, sure, they completely roll over people, but LGD is a team that you don't want to get behind on against.
Well, guys, we have a game 3 coming up. I'm going to take a quick shower. I'll be right back. Do some push-ups. I'm stressing out here, but what a performance. It's been a long night. Thank you all for tuning in. I just want to quickly apologize for the Dota TV audio issues, as I think I showed you guys a few times when I was trying to fix it. We had all our settings the same as always. Should have been working. I was the one hosting the game, and maybe that's what was causing the issues. We'll see if we can get someone else to host it for the upcoming game. But guys, for now, let's throw it over to Gods, the lone survivor on the panel. Gods, going the distance. What do you think?
What happened to Lumi?
I don't know. Lumi's left me. That game was too much for him. I feel like there's so much to say about that game, but the game just speaks for itself. Such a fantastic way to go out with the game 2. We still have a game 3 coming up, and to me, I missed sort of the first 5-10 minutes of the game, just sort of fixing our last few VODs of the game. I came back and I saw LGD's draft, and I'm thinking, whoa, how did they get those heroes? They have they have the Darkseer, they had the Lone Druid, they had the Visage, 3 of their most successful heroes, and Vici Gaming still put up such a hell of a fight. They got their Kunkka of theirs, and they just managed to team fight so well. As AUI was saying, it was all about the team fight for them. They played it so well. And even with LGD, with all these signature heroes, they managed to just hang in there for so long. LGD got off to such a strong early game lead, but Vici Gaming never gave up. They put up this fantastic fight, and, well, I don't know. That's it from me. I don't even want to go too much into this game. I just want to get straight to a game 3, because that was a fantastic game 2. Game 3 promised to be even better. You guys, you've predicted various things. After seeing that, who do you think is going to take game 3?
My money was on Vici Gaming. I said 2-1 VG. You said LGD 2-1. I feel Vici Gaming a little bit more convincing, even though they lost that game. I think if they could just have a stronger start, they're playing a bit better in the fights.
Yeah, I thought LGD...
It's close, though.
LGD outdrafted them very heavily that game, actually.
And barely eked out a win.
And, yeah, that was scary, actually. Like, these guys had to play them.
Yeah, you just get to watch. You're like, oh, he did something wrong. Meanwhile, they're just doing work. Guys, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, it'll be our deciding game, our final match of the evening. LGD Gaming versus Vici Gaming. Only one is guaranteed a trip to the International 3. Who's it gonna be? We'll find out after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've gone the distance in now 3 series today. We've had 3 best of 3s. They've all gone to the deciding third game. I'm LD. He's AUI. We've had a long night, but we are super excited. LGD China versus Vici Gaming. One of these teams is going to Seattle, at least as a wildcard contender. Who's it going to be? We'll find out the answer to that right now.
I mean, I've been so impressed by these teams. I'm just so happy that the qualifiers had a nice format where both of these teams can go on. You get to see no matter what loser of this, they drop down and they're in your loser bracket final. So they still have a great shot at advancing anyway. I just realized, does Rising Snakes and Rattlestars have to play together? Is Lumi casting?
You guys can't see the grin on his face, but we're gonna make Lumi cast.
Okay, that's good.
Tomorrow's my day off, so chance of Lumi cast your high.
I think any other caster might get the names confused.
Yeah, we're good at them.
Yeah.
We don't make mistakes like that. Well, on that note, we have a draft. AOI, let's talk about it. LGD Gaming. They're on the dire side. Fun fact from Kawa, apparently the Radiant team has won every single game today. So, if history is our guide, that gives Vici Gaming a big inside shot. Now, of course, everyone who's picking who's on the Radiant is the team with first pick, because the opposing team has been picking the dire side. So, I think it's less that it's the Radiant and more than its first pick, but still surprising to hear those stats.
The thing about Radiant is that your offlane's better, your mid lane's better, and your bot lane is comparatively better. You don't have Roshan control, but
maybe you can get it with that kind of advantage.
Sometimes if you win your lanes, it doesn't matter if you don't have Roshan control because you're ahead. And when you're ahead, you don't need positional advantage because you just go kill them if they contest you. So
I'm looking at the draft here. I like what Vici Gaming has done because they banned the Silo Lone Druid, and I feel he's just too good at dominating his lane. If he didn't win his lane as hard as he did, I think LGD loses that game.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things.
And it's a good hero anyway.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that could happen, but Saturday's disgusting on Lone Druid.
Yeah, why give him that hero?
It's gross.
You can't. It makes he's gonna puke in the trash can.
It's so good it makes you puke. That's how good it is. That doesn't even make sense. It's almost like I don't have any sleep.
You sound like it. Well, Clockwork will be the ban here for LGD Gaming. They don't want to give that one away to CTY. And are we going to see CTY in something a little bit different?
It's so weird because we alternate teams going for this heavy team fight thing. Like, look at LGD's lineup right now. We saw, who was it against earlier today against Rising Stars? I believe we saw them. Was it LGD who had the big vacuum ice path combo? I think it was. They were vacuuming. They were throwing a vacuum in. They'd hit like 3 heroes with ice path. It happened repeatedly. Yeah, and I don't know. The thing about big AoE combos is that you're sacrificing something to get that AoE.
Right.
There's always something, or else that lineup would be sort of in. But whether you can't do a split push, your lanes are a bit weak. You can't do skirmishes. So even though they're going for this big team fight, I'm actually. I never really see that Chinese split push that much. I'm sort of curious to if they ever go for that.
I mean, well, I was gonna say maybe this is a Wisp game, but LGD has actually banned the Wisp.